Yo, what's up, dog? What's up? Your name's Jaeger Bread now? You're a hunter, right? You used to be a hunter. Why is your name Jaeger Bread? Well, hello. Salutations, Jaeger Bread, I guess. I'm so used to calling you hunter, but yeah. What's up? Just finished the event on NA. Nice. Yeah, I just got caught up a little bit. I'm not done because I still need to accumulate points. By the way, let me know if the audio sounds okay since, you know, you're here and you're hearing my beautiful voice, because I did change up the setup a little bit. It's hard to tell, but yeah. In about 40 minutes, more like 36 minutes, the stream for the pre-coronation, caster coronation, and the final campaign, or not final campaign, final chapter prologue is gonna start. And you know, we're gonna react to it as per usual. You know what it is. This is the end. Technically not yet. It's the beginning of the end though, because December 20th is when the actual final prologue drops. Today it's just, or not the final prologue, the final chapter. Today's just the prologue. So I guess get prepared, because I'm sure in December 20th when they drop the chapter, it's gonna be, you know, time locked, and then it's gonna be like final chapter part 1, final chapter part 2. I'm sure it's gonna be like that. I could see them elongating it for another year, and it's gonna make us frustrated, but I'm sure that's what's gonna happen. What's up, Andy? How you doing? I made it when I was in elementary school. Figured I should change it. All right, fair enough. Went from Hunter to Jaeger Bread. I mean, it's a fire name. I'm not gonna lie, Jaeger Bread. I mean, when I see Jaeger, I just think about Eren Jaeger. That's all I think about. But yeah, hopefully after this year they announce a part 2 anime. That would be sick. I would love it if they did the entire Lostbelt arc, but at the same time that would probably take like 300 plus episodes to actually contain all the details and whatnot. So if they just want to do Lostbelt 6, I wouldn't be mad, but I would love it if they did the whole thing. I don't see them doing that. Plus, I mean, it's probably going to be a different studio, but it's still Fate nonetheless. We do still have Strange Fate coming up, and obviously that took a couple years to finally, you know, give us a clear schedule, which is going to be starting at January this coming season, along with Fear End. So that's going to be a fire season for anime fans, because you get Strange Fate, peak Fate, and then you get Fear End, who for a lot of people is like peak anime. So it's going to be a 6 season this coming anime season starting January. So that's sick nasty with the sauce. I broke my login streak on Thanksgiving. Damn, dude. Sips aren't. Oh, dude. You forgot? You were too busy eating that turkey and ham and shit, bro. Damn, bro. Damn. Oh, I saw that. Jaeger Bread. They switched up Kagetora and Saika's profile, which is funny. I mean, it's a simple fix, but, you know, NA localization team, what are you doing, bro? Hire me. I'll be able to, you know, find those errors for you before you release them, you know. Seriously, I need a job. No, I'm kidding. Just say Hunter. I can't, bro. You're the homie Jaeger Bread now. I'm gonna respect you, because that's how you identify now. I gotta, you know, nowadays if we don't do that, we could get into deep shit. So if you identify as Jaeger Bread now, I gotta respect that. I can't call you Hunter anymore. I'm sorry. It's your name in chat. That's how you identify now. It is what it is. Yeet. You know what I'm saying? Jaeger does mean hunter. That's true. That's very true. So it's kind of the same thing. How you doing? Fearing easily in my top 10. Nice. Just season 1, or did you read the manga? I'm not sure. Is the manga hot fire? Good. Going through the event in NA, had some IRL stuff that I had to take care of, but it's my first raid event I managed to play. Oh, nice. So are you like new to the game? Because we've had multiple raid events in the past. If you are new, and maybe I've said this in the past in like a comment or maybe in chat before, but welcome to the game. I hope you had a good time with the raid. I personally didn't do that many raids. I mean, this is gonna sound like a lot, but like for the average FGO player, it really isn't. I only did like 25 on the first one, another 25 on the second one, and I think the last one I only did like 10-15 times. So really not that much in the grand scheme of things. I don't need a farm right now, like as ridiculous as that sounds, because this is farming simulator. All we do is farm. I didn't really need any of the materials or QP or whatever. I mainly did it for bond. I was just farming bond. That's pretty much all I did. The best raid was Ivan's. Oh, was it? I actually don't know on the top of my head. I think the best raid, I mean, it hasn't happened in NA yet, but the best raid for me was Neko Arcs. We'll get that next year, like almost exactly a year from now. That event's gonna drop in NA. That to me was the best raid event because it gave so much bond. I fuck the materials and QP and all that. It gave an absurd amount of bond, and it was one turnable. It was god tier. It was god tier. So when that drops next year, just get your apples ready, and have fun farming bond, like a real one. Referring to just the anime, I actually finished rewatching season 1 on Blu-ray. Oh, nice, nice. Not new, but IRL stuff managed to make me miss every single one up to now. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you were able to enjoy this first raid. Because there were raids in the past that literally lasted maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Which they're not supposed to last that short. Because if you couldn't tell, that's very short for a raid. So, and I'm pretty sure these raids lasted for a good couple hours, which is good. Which is funny because when the event was delayed 2 weeks ago, people were mad like, oh man, I'm gonna be busy with Thanksgiving, I won't be able to do the raids. But then the raids didn't even happen until like 2-3 days after Thanksgiving. So why were people mad? I don't know. You know, people get mad. People get mad because it'd be like that. It do be like that. Yeah, the Ivan one, he gone, man. Like 2 seconds. Didn't even get one in. Yeah, how many raids did you guys do for this one? I think the most raids I've ever done, probably the Neko Arc one, a couple years ago for JP. I did a fuck ton. I have a screenshot somewhere. It's probably my most done raid. I want to say like 300. It was for me that's a lot, but like for other people that's like, oh man, that's chump change. 30 total for this one. Okay, 30. Respectable. Mine was like maybe like 60 something. I'm not sure. Again, I didn't really need a farm, so it is what it is. It is what it is. By the way, there's a new CE, not only in NA, like in the Monoprism shop, which I recommend you guys to get. I'm sure everyone has been recommending it. But if you're planning to farm bond like a maniac like me, and you know, accumulate quartz, bond quartz that is, you should buy the Bond CE currently in the Monoprism shop in NA right now. And there's a new one that just dropped like 20 minutes ago in JP, which apparently is busted as fuck because it puts 20% up bond for all 7 classes or chaotic. I don't know if it's and or chaotic servants, but all 7 classes getting a 20% boost. That is disgusting. That's really good. I hope they do one for extra classes as well. That way, you know, everyone gets the that sick bond action. But all 7 classes getting 20% extra bond is insane. Who's your guess? New or old servant for Grand? Technically, kind of both. I think most people are saying it's Solomon. If that's what you're asking for Grand Caster, it's most likely gonna be Solomon. I mean, literally the Bonsi I just mentioned that dropped in JP. It's the Kalian, who's basically Dr. Roman / Goetia / Solomon, kind of. It's most likely Goetia, but you know, it's the same shit. At least appearance-wise, for the most part. So that's who I think the Grand, because they're teasing it at this point. Because when Olga dropped for anniversary a couple months ago, a little bit after that, they gave us the Monoprism shop CE with Olga on it, like the new one. So it kind of coincided with her release. So I think they're doing like a reverse kind of thing, where the new Monoprism shop is a teaser for the servant that's about to come out. At least I think so. I actually have no Monoprisms. If there was an easier way to farm Monoprisms, that would be great. But like, there's no lotto event or anything like that going on. But yeah, this is the CE that just came out. Again, it's I believe at max limit broken, it's 20% to all 7 classes or chaotic servants. So this is the Kalian, you know, Dr. Roman lookalike guy who's been around since the beginning of the Lostbelt arc, whose identity we still don't know, but it's highly suggested to be Goetia. If it's Da Vinci, I mean, it's from a story standpoint, that's cool. Like, oh, Da Vinci's back, I guess. But I think it would just be cooler and a lot less disappointing if it was Solomon. Or at least If it's not Solomon himself, because I feel like they would save him for a big story event or big story chapter. If it's not Solomon, maybe it's just the Kalian filling in. Like the Kalian walks in and cutscene and is like, hey, the Grand Caster's not available, but I'm here to test you type shit. So maybe. Goetia too, which is most likely the Kalian as well. Again, this is literally him. The C just came out in JP, so clearly they're teasing something here. And again, if you guys want to... Oh, I just realized I didn't even have the screen fully open. But yeah, so this is literally him. It's gonna be lit nasty with the sauce. And if you guys want to watch the stream, as per usual, link is in the not the pin comment, but it's in the description. So it's exciting. It's we're nearing the end. I don't know if it's the end of the game per se, but it's the end of the Lostbelt arc, the end of part 2. Grand Geronimo for... Yeah, who's gonna be you guys' Grand Casters? Because I mean, we talked about it for months already. You guys should already know it's gonna be Alice. Alice is gonna be my personal Grand Caster of choice. That is if they do release Solomon, though. If Solomon is released, or Goetia, or I guess it could be anyone at that point. It could be like a new servant. If the new servant, which is most likely gonna be Solomon, if the new servant is lit nasty and has like sick design, sick skills, I might have to pick them out of the hype of it. But right now, my current choice is going to be Alice from Witch on the Holy Night, because she's my favorite girl from there. Probably my favorite non-Fate type moon character. Let me think about that. Or like, yeah, non-Fate type moon character. I really gotta think about that, because there's Arcwood. There's a lot of great non-Fate type moon, like Shiki as well. But I think Alice probably gonna go for her. Plus, she was very kind to me in the banner as well. If you remember, like a year or so ago, she was very, very kind to me. She's NP5 in like 300 quartz, so gotta show her respect. You know, sometimes you gotta show respect to those servants who show you respect back. Castoria coming, but she pulled me through thick and thin with double C's. Okay, fair. I mean, she definitely helped everyone out through thick and thin. She kind of deserves that kind of respect as well. But you know, I can't do that. And if, by the way, I saw some people that were like, yeah, watch the Grand Caster be Castoria. I would not be happy about that. I hope it's not. I hope it's not Castoria. I hope it's not Ash the Savior, especially Ash the Savior, because I think that Lostbelt 6 glaze is, you know, it's deserved. Lostbelt 6 glaze is deserved. It's very well written, right? Very acclaimed. But please don't make any of the Lostbelt 6 characters the Grand Caster. This is literally the last Grand Duel. Let's end it off with a bang. In my opinion, Solomon, maybe Merlin. Anyone else would not be sick. Would not be cool. What's up, Joselito? How you doing? Why is everyone's names like showing up different? It's like you guys' ats now. It's not even like the profile name. It's a little bit different, but there you go. Sanzong double D monk. Nice. I want it to be Merlin or Solomon. Yeah, I mean that's the most. If it's not Solomon or any variation of him, probably Merlin, because he's like the current placeholder for Grand Caster. What would be funny? Listen, I'm a big Gil fan. If they make it Caster Gil, I will laugh my ass off. But I would also understand why people would be disappointed. So I don't want it to be Gil, because I don't want him to catch that kind of heat. Because, you know, he already got the Grand Archer slot. You know, good for him. He deserved it. No one else deserves it. Fuck every other Archer out there. King of Heroes, you know what I mean? But, you know, stay away from the Grand Caster. Grand Caster is for Solomon or Merlin. I know Gil qualifies as well, but like, you know, he already got his. Yeah, if it's Caster Gil, that's gonna be insane. Naked Caster Gil would be crazy. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, the internet's gonna fucking take a shit on that. That's for sure. The Gilgamesh glaze, and I'm the biggest Gilgamesh glazer. I would criticize that. Don't get me wrong, I love Arturia, but seeing other characters shine is so dope. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Seeing other characters shine for the Grand Duels is pretty cool, or like any new content for that matter. Granted, the Grand Lancer one was a little bit disappointing, even though it was a new character. So you know, it's cool from that standpoint, but still, would have preferred if it was somebody we already knew and was associated with. Yeah, honestly, the fact that none of the Grand Battles were in Arturia really hyped me up. Interesting. I didn't even realize that none of the Grand Duels had an Arturia face. Since you pointed that out, I don't know if you guys realized, but the stream, again, link is in the description. The stream that's about to start in about 33 minutes. One of the guests is Ayako Kawasumi, who, if you don't realize from by now, and how do you not know that name at this point playing Fate, she is the voice of Saber, Arturia, so Castoria as well. So I get why she's here to sort of welcome the final chapter, at least the prologue of it. But at the same time, this is also for the Grand Caster coronation, like at least the pre coronation battle. So if she's here, that might be an indication of who might be the Grand Caster. That is true. She is in a lot of the events. So we can't use her as a clear indicator of what's about to drop. But at the same time, you know, I don't know. Arturia hasn't been in the spotlight for a while, even including her variants. Yeah, but to be fair, in one of the biggest chapters ever, Lostbelt 6, which is still glazed to this day, I don't think any Arturia face needs any more content for a good while. She is the face that runs the place. That is true. That is very true. Adult Caster, isn't Adult Castoria just her third ascension, like her more mature version? Or are you thinking like Adult Castoria, like that looks like Lancer Arturia, where she has bigger titties and is a lot more thick in certain places? But I don't think that's what's gonna happen. That'd be insane if they drop an Arturia face for Grand Caster. Yeah, she is the face. Yeah, she is. That's true. Super MHX Alter Idol. That would be listen, the Arturia fans out there would be happy, but I really don't want that to be the case. Please no Arturia faces for the Grand Caster Duel. I'm good. It should be Oppenheimer, biggest caster boss of all time. Yeah, let's just drop a new servant and for the Grand Caster, the last one. I don't know if they do that. I wouldn't be upset if it is Castoria, but Lostbelt 6 already gets so much well-deserved love. That's what I'm saying. Like, it has so much content. They make so much merchandise of Lostbelt 6, and there's literal events tailored around Lostbelt 6 characters. Like, they literally don't need another W right now. They have so many Ws, they don't need another one. I wish we got more Lancer Arturia drawn by Takeuchi. His rendition is one of my favorites of her. Okay, well, fair enough. I am a fan of like the original, I guess, I don't know if it's original, but the current artist of Arturia Lancer. I like the way they draw eyes, but you know, Takeuchi, when he actually puts effort, you know, it actually does look quite good. Not saying he's usually bad, but you know, it's Takeuchi. He's pretty. Oh well, fuck! I already fucked up this combo. Damn. Gotta pay attention on these streets. It's okay. I'm supposed to use different servants for the combo. I want more Arturia Lancer altar content. Last was Garden of Sinner event. Is that true? She hasn't been used since then? That's kind of crazy to think about. She's like one of the most underused characters in the entire series then, if that's the case. Like, aside the fact she's an Arturia face, her individually is like, that's crazy. She's in Lostbelt 5. That's actually, you know what? You're right. She is there, but as like a background character. If I'm not mistaken, she was there as like a hologram. Like they recorded a message to us, but she wasn't there. Like, you know what I mean? So, I guess a little asterisk. She was there, but she wasn't utilized. If that makes sense. It has to be a damage-based caster. Yeah, and who better than Solomon? Granted, Merlin could fight. He just prefers, you know, just being in the background. Who will be the busted character in this final chapter? Arturia walks in with Avalon, just like destroys everyone. A new Merlin, prototype Merlin. Imagine. Fuck. Grand Caster, Mordred Alter, utilizing Morgan's magic. Oh, excuse me. I mean, seeing Mordred in a new form would be kind of cool, but I don't think anyone's clamoring for that. Beast Merlin, please. Yeah, imagine instead of a Grand Caster Duel, it just glitches into a beast fight. And that's how we get our Grand Caster, I guess, acknowledgement. We gotta beat a beast. That'd be kind of cool, but I don't think they're gonna do that. Arturia hasn't been a part of this game for almost a decade. I want her to get a summer version as an Avenger, so there is finally a version of Arturia in the Avenger class. Yeah, that's true. There is no Arturia. Now, some people consider John an Arturia face, but as far as like an Arturia face, like yeah, I guess there's no Avenger one. Grand Caster Merlin, but it's actually Foe. Hey, Aiko Kawasumi voices Foe, and she is the guest, so it's possible. It's possible. It's very possible. We fight Foe himself. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know how the fuck like that's gonna look, but I suppose they could make it look kind of sick. They are $1 billion company after all, you know. Gotta put that out there. I wouldn't be opposed to that. As funny as that sounds, I actually wouldn't be opposed to that. As long it makes sense, as long it ties into the entirety of the Fate story, I honestly wouldn't mind like the Grand Caster to be Foe. Yeah, Amaterasu, that would be interesting. I think they're probably saving Amaterasu for like another event of some kind. I saw somebody saying Abeno Seme, which not for Grand Caster, no. They're probably saving for an event of some kind. I saw an interesting one, which I also thought about. I think Medea would be interesting. Like, hear me out. I know the voice actress died last year, but hear me out, at least in terms of the concept of it. Back in Okeanos, Dr. Roman, who obviously, if you know, spoiler alert, is Solomon, and that's his true name, his true form. And as Solomon, or I guess as Dr. Roman, he says that Medea is one of the strongest mages in the world, or something along those lines. He basically glazes Medea. If the Grand Caster is glazing another mage, that should have credence, you know, that has credibility. So I wouldn't be opposed if Medea comes back as the Grand Caster and is like dummy busted with the sauce. I think that would be kind of hype for me. That'd be kind of hype, but I also understand some people might be like, oh, her voice actress died fairly recently, like are they gonna recast her, stuff like that. It's also possible that they pre-recorded the lines before her death, but again, I don't know the circumstances behind her death, so I don't know. But in terms of concept, I think Medea would actually be a pretty good Grand Caster. The first caster of the Fate series, coming back as the Grand Caster, revamped, new animations, new voice lines, obviously. That'd be cool. But I don't think they're gonna do that, but I wouldn't be down. I wouldn't be opposed to the idea. Recently, wasn't it over a year ago? It was a year ago. It was a year ago, but you know, I don't know. I don't know if that's recent to certain people. Maybe too soon type shit. I don't know. What about Hecate? Did they already have a Greek Grand Berserker, technically? Well, not even technically, like actually, Grand Berserker being Heracles. So that's as Greek as it gets, dog. Finally, Bond 15 Medea ready to be granted. Okay, nice. Have you already got that grand, the Kalian CE? Yeah, I did show it. I didn't get it yet. That's why I'm farming this quest, because I need to farm mana prisms. But one thing I don't have, an abundant amount of, not even quartz, not even QP or anything like that. I'm liking mana prisms. That's the one thing I'm liking. It's probably because I haven't rolled in a while. Which most of the mana prisms you get normally is from burning 3-star servants. Assuming there's no lotto event. If there was a lotto event, man, I would be farming the shit out of that, because I need mana prisms like crazy. Did you do some raid farm in NA? Yeah, I did a little bit. Not a lot. I did like 25 of each given raid. So not a lot in the grand scheme of things. Because there's some people that did like hundreds on each, which is great, cool, good for you. But I didn't have the urgency to farm it as much as, you know, other people. Can't believe I'm still in high school when Lostbelt started and I'm actually seeing it end. That is insane to think about. That is pretty crazy. There are people who started this game at high school and graduated college, and the game is still going on. The story's still going on. That is crazy to think about. Because I started playing this game when I was a senior in high school, back in 2015. So yeah, it's been. I'm like Unk status right now, bro. I'm old as fuck. I think making Medea the Grand Caster would be a lovely tribute. I think so too. Yeah, it would be a nice little tribute. I don't think people would get mad, honestly. It's like, oh, okay, we see why you did that. I know it probably won't happen, but wishful thinking, I guess. Yeah, no, it'd be cool. To follow up what I said in comments a few days ago, I don't think gameplay is dead, but game engine is definitely a problem in 2025. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think they've talked about that in the past as well. A big reason why they can't do too much is because the foundation of the game's code is like pretty dated. So if they were to do like a big update, it takes a lot. At least that's according to them. I think they said something along those lines. And they're understaffed. If you didn't realize, I believe last year, mid last year, if not early last year, they were asking their fans essentially if they would be interested in working for Lostbelt as a, I guess, a developer or something. They even went to like Anime Expo last year and like showed up and asked people like in the audience. I was there. If like we are qualified, and I'm just like, damn, bro. Like they're literally asking everybody for help right now. Like they're severely understaffed to my knowledge. So I don't know if like right now they are. Maybe they're better now, but at least at the time they were. So that's why if they do an FGO 2, like how the fuck are they gonna do that? Like literally how the fuck are they? They're understaffed. Granted, they make a lot of money, so they could hire people if they wanted to, but I don't know what's going on backstage or behind the scenes. They need to give us a farmable way to get monoprisms. EXP just too slow. I agree. I 1000% agree. They can hire me on as an expert bus quality assurance. No. I mean, I feel like you would do that for free. Like, what if they just send you pictures of like servants that are about to come out? It's like, hey, Chacha, does this look good? And you're just like, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit perkier. I feel like you would do that for free. I would do that for free. That'd be a sick job. It's not really a job if I'm doing it for free, but still. If they were to make a console FGO game, what would you want it to be? Turn-based, Muso, action, or other? I don't know. Because I'll be honest, I kind of suck at video games. So for example, I like the idea of a Fate Grand Order fighting game. I know there's like Fate Grand Order characters in Melty Blood, but like a Fate Grand Order centered fighting game would be sick on paper. But I suck at fighting games, so I probably wouldn't play it that much. So I'd probably just keep it like within the realm of like an RPG, because I'm pretty decent at RPGs, I guess, turn-based RPGs. But otherwise, I have no idea. Get ready to fight Gil Caster chat. That would be, man. I love Gil, but like, please don't do that. I want it to be someone else, someone different. I heard one guy saying they want a Souls-like Fate game. I feel like the Souls, like, and listen, I suck at those games too, so this is not me saying it because I suck at it, but I feel like that genre is a little bit overdone nowadays. Like a couple years ago, it was like, you know, okay, Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, maybe like one or two more titles, but nowadays, like, there's so many Souls-like games, or like different developers and different companies trying to make their own Souls game. I think it's a little bit overdone, which is also why I don't want Fate Grand Order 2 to be another open world Hoyoverse type game, because literally everybody and their mother is doing that. So like fuck that. Like for me it's a little bit overdone. It's a little bit oversaturated. I don't think there's really an audience looking for that, in my opinion, but who knows? Maybe FGO 2 is going to be open world Souls like, and then everyone's going to bust their nut, which, hey, great. I hope whatever route they do, I hope it's successful, but like, nah, I'm good. I want the next FGO game to be big, but a completely different kind of game, at least gameplay-wise. Like, hell, make it a fighting game or a Hoyos. I like how you said that, Simsart, and I just totally shit on that idea. I just think it's, like, overdone. For me, it's just a little bit overdone. And I talked about it in my last video, which a lot of people commented, and when I say commented, a lot of people posted essays, which I'm grateful. Like, I'm having fun reading and replying to those comments, but Jesus Christ. I didn't expect that many comments, so I'm still replying to them. And again, I'm taking my time. Want to make sure people are acknowledged and heard and replied. But I said this in the last video. I don't think a 3D FGO. I would personally wouldn't like it for a variety of reasons, like I said. But the one I said in the video is, I think a lot of characters wouldn't make the cut. In other words, if they do like Hoyoverse, high quality like 3D models, I feel like characters like Tiamat, for example, like this is the example I brought. Tiamat, she's somewhat popular, but I don't think she would make it because they would prioritize more popular characters, because making 3D models is hard. It's a lot of hard work. I mean, look at how many characters there are in like Genshin Impact, for example, and now compare it to the roster of FGO. Granted, FGO has been around longer, but you could even just compare it to Year 1 FGO. Year 1 FGO has more characters than Genshin Impact. I'm not saying that as a negative or a positive, that's just a matter of fact. So I think if like FGO 2 is a thing and it's 3D, they would cut so many characters out and prioritize only like the popular characters. So you'd only see like Arturia faces, Morgan, Jalter, obviously the you know, the given husbandos like Gilgamesh, Archer, Ku, like just the bare basics. I feel like a lot of characters would not make the cut, in my opinion. I could be wrong. You never know. Billion-dollar company, right? They could probably afford it, but I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening at all. At least I think Genshin had less characters than... I'm not sure though, but Hawkeye Sariel had more than FGO at Year 1 though. Is that true? Again, I don't know, but what servants they gonna show for the years? They can mix things up, like adding African servants. Yeah, we need more like different cultures and stuff for sure, because I think they barely scratch the surface. Like for example, Filipino servants, like my Filipinos out there, I know you guys are watching. How you doing? I'm Filipino myself, you know, if it wasn't obvious. It would be cool to get a Filipino servant. That'd be sick nasty with the sauce. Maybe their NP is they eat adobo and palabok and then, you know, buff the team with their food. How about live combat just like Nikkei? I've never played Nikkei, obviously. Otherwise I would have uploaded it or I would have been talk about it. So I'm not sure how the combat is. But I think, and a lot of the comments were bringing this up the other day on my latest video, people appreciate the turn-based combat because, and again, these are based on comments, not based on like just personal anecdote. There were people literally saying, I juggle a job, I juggle raising children, all these different responsibilities, and it's a lot easier for those fans, those players, to juggle those things along with a turn-based mobile game. If FGO evolved to where it's no longer turn-based and like you have to put 100% focus or a lot of your focus in the game, I think that would push those type of players out. Now granted, that's probably not a huge number of players out there, but that still kind of sucks. Whereas a turn-based game, anybody could get into it, anybody could fit it into their schedule, regardless if they have kids, regardless if they have a job. Oh, I'm sorry, I just realized I said the J word a couple times in this stream. I apologize if you have PTSD, but still, I just think it's a bit more inclusive if it is turn-based or something to where like you don't have to put 1000% of your focus in my opinion. Now I'm open to like an FGO game or like another Fate game like Samurai Remnant that's separate from a gacha game, separate from FGO. But I think FGO should probably stick to its foundation of being turn-based, in my opinion. If they want to go 3D, then more power to them. I just don't think, personally, I would like it just because a lot of characters would be cut out. But if you do 3D, I would keep it still turn-based, just so people like myself, who I'm a very busy person, I don't show a lot of it, but I am pretty busy. I wouldn't like be able to juggle FGO if it was not turn-based with the things I do IRL. So they need to capitalize on FGO card game. They've released like 2 card games in the past and it hasn't really done anything in recent years. The FGO Duel, for example, that got released like 2018, 2019. I think 2019. And then COVID happened, so obviously nobody's playing card games. And that they just never updated it ever again, which is a shame because I actually kind of like the gameplay of FGO Duel, but it just never continued it because I think after going through COVID, they were just like, fuck that. Jordan, that is a crazy... I'm not even gonna read that, but that is a crazy servant suggestion. That is insane. I think it's a little bit too soon. Maybe wait like 200 years if Fate is still going on. Maybe just wait 200 years. I think that's a bit too soon for them to do that. Now imagine if they gender bend him. That would be even more insane. Imagine rolling the gacha in the toilet and you summon Gilgamesh. I've done that for Enkidu. I've summoned Enkidu on the toilet, so it's like not that hard to imagine. Thought you were somewhere from Southeast Asia, but not Philippines. Yeah, bro, Philippines, how you doing? How about Dragon Age Origins 1 type of gameplay for FGO 2? Something like Arknights, Einfeld supposed to be, but they made it different. Dragon Origins had a mix of action combat with time stop for strat. Again, as long I'm able to juggle with it, with like real life stuff, because a lot of the times when I'm cooking, I play FGO. Hell, I'm not even gonna lie. If there's like a lotto event going on, sometimes I shower and I'm playing FGO. When I'm in the car, like not driving myself, but like if someone else is driving, I'm playing FGO. Like if I'm able to juggle it, like with responsibilities, then I'm completely open to a new type of gameplay. But I don't want it to be a type of gameplay where I need to put too much focus in it. I prefer it being turn-based of some kind. We just need to survive till Fate Strange Fake. Hey man, January, bro. Is your phone waterproof? There's like a ledge where like in my bathroom, like where I shower, where like you're supposed to put like soap and like shampoo and stuff. But, like there's enough space to where I can just put my phone like right there and it's completely fine. But it is waterproof in case my phone does magically fall down or whatever. But it hasn't happened yet. But yeah, no, I do be playing FGO like insane. Was able to summon 3 copies of the director in the 10 roll while on the toilet. Well, fuck, there you go. The toilet summons honestly low-key OP. Low-key OP. By the way, the stream is gonna start in about 10 minutes. So again, link is in the description if you guys don't want to watch it with my dumbass commentary. Because obviously, if you guys have been around for a while, I don't include the audio of the stream because in the past when I've done that, they actually shut down my stream like right away. So like I'm not gonna even risk that. I know other people stream it and then include the audio, which more power to them. It's just from my experience, I get fucked. So like I'm not trying to get fucked. I play FGO while brushing my teeth and got NP4 Charlemagne during. Well, there you fucking go. Like 4 Charlemagnes or just like 1 extra? Like that's crazy. That's crazy. Most of my rolls are on stream, so nowadays I don't really get like toilet, shower, pools or anything like that. But recently actually I pulled because with the new implementation of like the free single every day, and this is in JP by the way, free single every day on the story banner. I got Francis Drake, I got Zhang Yu, I got Altera, and I believe Europa, and Francis Drake, if I didn't say Francis Drake. I've gotten like 5 stars just from the single roll. The daily single roll, which is insane to think about. Because it's only been implemented for the past 4 months or whatever, but still. Have you tried FGO? Oh. I'll be honest, Archiblaze, I haven't even thought about that. But I might have to do that because I would imagine if you're in the middle of mana transfer, your luck is probably as high as it could possibly get. You know what I mean? But I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind, Archiblaze. That is a good idea. I don't think you know, if my partner notices, I don't think it's gonna end well for me. But hey, it is what it is. Just looking at Gil during. Yeah, what if I pull some dog water? What if I pull like, granted he's not, you know, non-limited, but what if I pull Hijikata? Or I guess more realistically, Astolfo out of that. My boner is dying right there. Right then and there. Boner's dead. In fact, my dick will just fall off my body. That's how fast, like, it would happen. And then the next time I would stream, I would just be a female streamer now. Because my dick would be gone. So I'm not even gonna risk it. You know what? Fuck that idea. I'm good. Yeah, summoning during that is insane. I'm sure it's happened before. Hey, chat. Hey, let's be honest. Have you done it? Have you done it before? While, you know, I'm not gonna say while, you know, doing the deed, because you know, no offense to you guys, but I'm not sure who's single and who's not. But I know everybody here has beat their meat before. Have you guys ever summoned while beating their meat before? Like, let's be real. I haven't done that either. So, you know, ideas for the future. Ideas for the future, I guess. Again, most of the time when I summon, it's on stream, and I'm definitely not going to be doing that while streaming, because that's just one way ticket to getting your channel taken down. So hell no. Hell no. Hey, I don't know, man. You being for real? Nope, but next is Alco. Oh, true. Alco do be thick, though. Alco do be thick. Is there any Spanish servant? Yes? Like, not obviously, when you say Spanish, you're not talking about Mesoamerican servants, because there's a ton of those, but Spanish, I think so. On top of my head, I can't really think, but like, my gut reaction is yes. So far, Grand Caster theory, from what I heard, Romani, Lev, Goetia, and Body of Goetia. That's probably what's gonna happen, some variant of Solomon. Amaterasu, no fucking shot. Odin and Body of Ku. That's a fun idea, but I don't think so either. Archimedes, no fucking shot. Morgan. That would be kind of cool, but again, LB6 Glaze is a bit much, so I'd prefer not. Super Merlin. Merlin's probably more realistic than the other previous choices besides Solomon / Goetia / Lev. I don't think it'll be Lev. I think it'll just be straight Solomon or Goetia, one of the two, or just a Kalian, like pretending to be one or the other. I'm not sure. My girlfriend hates anime in games, so I'm cooked. Damn, Jordan. Damn. Might have to rethink your relationship. No, I'm kidding. Hey, if you're watching Miss whatever her name is, I'm sure you guys have a very healthy relationship, but like, why not give anime a try, you know? Why not a little bit? You know, I know anime is not for everybody, so I'm not trying to force it down your throat. But, I'm sure there's something for everybody out there, bro. If you guys had a girlfriend or significant other who wasn't into anime at all, what would be like the anime you would introduce them to try to get them into it? Because I feel like it would have to be something that's not super niche. Like, I think something like Gundam, for example, probably wouldn't work. Something that's too ecchi, I don't think would work. Personally, I mean, it might work, I don't know. Like a High School DxD, for example, I don't think that would work. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is a good one. I think something that would have, that is story-driven would work. One Piece is too fucking long. Like, the first anime you're gonna introduce your girl to is One Piece. Are you, like, I mean, apparently it's like peak, but like, goddamn, bro, that's a high fucking bar, bro. Like, goddamn, bro. Future Diary is a good one. I think something with suspense would work, like something like a Death Note. Maybe something like that's grounded in reality, but has enough interesting things going on to where it's casual friendly. Because at the end of the day, that's kind of what it is. If you're gonna recommend an anime to somebody who's never seen anime before, it would have to be something that's casual friendly. One Punch Man Season 1 could work. Like, if somebody's super into superheroes, yeah, I could see that working. Yeah. It really depends, I guess, on the person, right? If they're really into superheroes, there's a lot of like superhero anime out there that they could get into. Berserk is a crazy one, but that could work if like the person you're recommending it to is like a super geek into like dragons and shit, and then maybe it would work. Yeah, if they're into like Souls games. Demon Slayer is another easy one, another easy to get into for sure. Especially with the visuals, I think, yeah, Demon Slayer is probably a high contender just because the visuals is like unlike probably anything a non-anime fan has ever seen. So they would probably just be like blown away by the visuals. But the problem with that though is they will suffer from the UFO table curse. In other words, once they see it, anything else, like it's subpar to them. So probably not maybe a good idea to introduce Demon Slayer as their first anime, because everything else will look like shit in comparison. For the most part, not everything, but like a lot of stuff will look like garbage. Fate is too high concept to introduce. Yeah, I would not introduce Fate at all. Like, I remember when I was trying to, or like, it wasn't even me, it was somebody else. Somebody else was trying to introduce Fate to a friend that's never seen anything of Fate, and they literally fell asleep on the first episode. Granted, it was Fate Zero, so like, unless you know Fate, like, it's probably not the best way to start Fate, even though that's how it started. But on paper, it's not the best way to start Fate. If you start Fate watching Fate Zero and you've never seen anime before, you're fucked because like you're gonna fall asleep. You're not gonna know what the fuck is going on. Elfin Lead is crazy as a first thing to introduce. I mean, if they're into fucked up shit, I guess that could work. I'll just show her the Giga Fate watch order. I've never seen that video, but I heard that video is ass. And a part of me wants to do like a video or like a stream where I watch it with you guys because I've never seen it. But a lot of people hate that. A lot of Fate, like diehard type Moon fans, hate that video for some reason. I've never watched it, so someday I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna be like, okay, I kind of get the hate, or maybe I surprisingly might like it. I don't know. Did you guys see the new Bonsi and JP? I did, and I'm farming Mana Prisms right now for it because I ain't got no Mana Prisms. Yeah, so it has to be some kind of Romani, Solomon servant for sure. And Isekai as a first recommendation for somebody, it could work, but it kind of depends on the Isekai. Evangelion as a first anime. Yeah, again, I don't know if that's too niche, but like maybe. Redo the okay, yeah, no shot. See, I feel like when people introduce anime to people who haven't seen anime or not into anime, a lot of them lean towards traumatizing them for some reason. If I generally want to get somebody into anime, I'm not gonna recommend them something that's gonna make them like turn off from anime forever. Because if they're open to anime, I'm gonna make sure I'm recommending something that they're gonna love, that they're gonna like. I'm not gonna recommend something that they're gonna be traumatized and be like, you know, all anime is like this. It's like, no, that's not the case. I was just joking. But still, just put them in the deep end. That's crazy. It's like learning how to swim. Just push them in the deep end and then like hope for either sink or swim. Sink or swim. I don't know about that though. Higurashi, then you're crazy. You're crazy. There's no way. First of all, the animation is like notoriously not that great. I mean, if they watch it dub, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, I don't know. That might skew their perspective on anime. I don't know. And it does get pretty complex later, so something casual friend. Something like a Psycho-Pass, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Death Note. Something again grounded in reality for the most part, but then it has like one or two aspects that make it like larger than life. I think that's the best way to go about it. If you're gonna do Korean House, is wild. You know, #1 anime right there, bro. People say Furen's #1 anime. People say Brotherhood is #1. Not Korean House for real. Ghost Story is funny. I assume you mean the dub, because the dub is fucking hilarious. But I don't know if that's a good first, because they're just gonna assume every anime is just like funny and like cringe. Which in a way they kind of are, but still, again, I don't want to traumatize them and affect their perspective of anime forever. Like negatively affect it. Watch the Yu-Gi-Oh series? I don't know. I feel like you have to be into the game in order to... I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people watch anime without getting into the game. I'm not sure. Okay, so the stream started. We have Mafia here. Of course, the homie. We don't really see a lot in these smaller streams. Usually, well, quote-unquote smaller. It's the final chapter prologue. But usually, in recent years, hasn't shown up for any stream aside from like anniversary or New Year. So it's kind of fun seeing him. Team 4-star DBZ Abridged. Yeah, you guys, no shot. No shot. I like Giguk's video. People take it too seriously, even when already knowing Fate, it was a fun watch. Yeah, but again, I haven't seen the video, so I'm not sure like what kind of fuckery is in there. But if you want to get someone into Fate, I don't know if like, again, I don't know what's in the video. If he like jokes around too much, I would, or like over exaggerates how complicated the Fate series, because it's really not that complicated. You could literally start with Fate Unlimited Blade Works and then you're straight. But again, I don't know how the video is. Code Geass, maybe they'd be turned off by his fan service. Yeah, see, that's the thing. If it has too much fan service, that's gonna be like, ugh, like this kind of cringe. Especially if you're trying to like introduce it to like a significant other, like a girlfriend. They might lose respect. You might lose some aura points because of that. So yeah, Code Geass is like, it's a toss-up because the story is 10 out of 10 for sure. But the fan service might throw, like, it's not even a lot of fan service, but there's a decent amount that might throw people off for sure. Hellsing Ultimate. That might be good. That might be good if they're into like vampires and shit, but I don't know. For grounded realistic anime, I'd recommend Magical Index. That's one of the few anime that I still haven't seen and I plan on watching, but I don't know. I just never had the time to watch it, but I heard it's pretty sick nasty with the sauce. That table scene came out of nowhere and traumatized me. Yeah, they don't make scenes like that nowadays in anime, let me tell you. 90% is entertainment jokes, the rest is actually good recommendation in my opinion. Boku no Pico. Yeah, see, it's stuff like that like it's funny as a joke, but you're gonna traumatize a new viewer, a new anime fan, a potential new anime fan by introducing something like Boku no Pico. And now they're just like their perspective anime is forever fucked. They're just gonna assume every anime is just like some freaky shit. Higurashi fingernail scene. Oh man, that shit made me cringe. I rewatched Higurashi, like the whole thing, the original series, like 2-3 years ago. Bro, like it still makes me cringe, bro. Certain scenes are just insane. You know what, Archer Blades? I hate Tokyo Ghoul, but Tokyo Ghoul would actually be a fire recommendation. At least season 1. Like, I think that would be a fire recommendation for someone trying to get into anime. I think so. Because it's grounded enough to where like they wouldn't be thrown off by like all the anime niche, I guess, like stuff like chibis and whatnot, or like bouncing titties or like ecchi scenes. Like that might throw them off, but Tokyo Ghoul, to my, like if I remember, it doesn't really have a lot of those like anime, I guess, stereotypes. I don't even know the right word for it. It's on the tip of my tongue, but yeah, I think it'll just be easier. I think Tokyo Ghoul is actually a really good one. OG Naruto. Maybe if you skip the filler arcs. I mean, that's part, yeah, tropes, exactly, tropes. Like I think Tokyo Ghoul doesn't have a lot of those anime unique tropes that if you've been watching anime for a while, like you're kind of used to them. But for a new viewer, you kind of want to steer away from those just because that might scare them off. Again, like the ecchi scenes especially. Never watched Dandadan. I heard it's good because my brother glazes the fuck out of that, but I don't know. Dragon Ball Z, but only filler episodes. Fuck no, bro. That's insane. I remember watching season 0 Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid and it shocked me how intense the punishment games were. Well, yeah, I mean, they literally die. People literally die in season 0 of Yu-Gi-Oh. And really the original, like, season 1 of, like, the original series of Yu-Gi-Oh as a whole, people were dying, but obviously the dub 4Kids censored a lot of that stuff, so instead of dying, it's the Shadow Realm. Instead of, you know, getting killed, it's getting their soul taken. But, you know, we all know at this point in our lives, yeah, they were dying, straight getting killed. Start them with movies like Your Name, and that's a good idea. Yeah, maybe movies would be easier because it's a lot less of a commitment. It's like an hour and 30, maybe 2 hours at most with movies. Whereas with like full-blown anime, like it could be a couple seasons. It could be 13 episodes to 24 episodes. It could be like 60 episodes like with fucking Full Metal Alchemist. I think, yeah, movies would be a good way to start. Because I think a lot of studios and a lot of writers cater to the wider casual audience. So I think movies, yeah, Your Name would be a good recommendation for sure. Studio Ghibli, yeah, that's a good one. You haven't watched those? Really? That's like childhood staple right there. You gotta diversify, my G. You live in Japan and you haven't seen a Studio Ghibli anime. That's insane. At least I think that's what you're saying. I'm not sure. I hope I'm not misreading that. But damn, that's insane to think about. Again, I don't think they've mentioned anything of note. It's just been, I assume, advertising random stuff. But yeah, the only Ghibli I watched is Grave of the Fireflies. Yeah, I've seen pretty much all the ones that came out like 20 plus years ago, because I grew up on those. Evangelion movies. Yeah, Spirited Away, yeah, that's like the most, in my opinion, like the most prominent classic Studio Ghibli film out there, bro. Well, at least you watched it a long time ago. You probably don't remember shit from it, but maybe give it a rewatch, you know. Fireflies will destroy her. Yeah. Perfect Blue. Is that the... I have like a very distinct memory. Like a buried memory. Is that the one that was on YouTube for a bit? I don't know if it's still up. Where like they're in the pool. And then some kind of Cthulhu demonic shit happens. Is that what Perfect Blue is? I think that's what that is. I haven't seen it in years. But I think that's what that is. And that would not make a good anime for sure. That'd be insane to recommend. And again, it depends on the person. If it's a fucked up person, and I guess they might like it. Yugi's practically Jigsaw and Pinhead in season 0. Yeah, basically. It's a Satoshi Kong movie. Okay, I guess. But do you guys know what I'm talking? I don't remember what it's called. It's like this short animated. I don't even know what to call it. A film. It's a video where it showed two individuals in a pool. They started making out, I think. And then all hell breaks loose and there's like tentacles. Somebody dies. Somebody ends up in like the upside down fucking nether realm. I don't even know how to describe it. It's traumatizing. I don't even remember what that's called. No, it's not Chainsaw Man. Okay, now that I described it being a pool with two individuals, yeah, okay, Chainsaw Man, of course, but like no. Isn't that a music video? It might be? I don't remember. Again, it's been like a decade since I've seen it. Over a decade. I know what you're talking about. It's a music video. Okay, it is. Okay, fair. Yeah, I don't even know the backstory of that music video. But I think it was like anime style. Chainsaw Man would be an interesting one to recommend. Although I don't know, because it gets pretty crazy. Especially the concept of like somebody pulling a cord on their chest and then chainsaws erupt from their arms and head. I think that would throw a lot more people off than get them into it. In my opinion, I don't know. It's just hypocritical. They are grossed out by anime fan service but can watch live nudes in live actions. That's true. I mean, I guess trying to take my bias aside and my like 20 plus years of watching anime out of it, I guess it's more natural to see a live nude than it is seeing like the idea of somebody or a team of people animating bouncing titties might throw someone off. I don't know. I mean, that is a good point though. That is a good point. Like people can literally watch like the Titanic, for example, which has a sex scene in it, and it's like a masterpiece. But like an anime that might have one frame where the titties bounce might throw people off. I don't know. That's a good point. Maybe some daily life romance. Again, it depends on the person. If somebody's like super into romance, that could be a good one. And they draw nude people as art practice. Well, I guess it's slightly different as well, because most of the anime characters are underage. So like when you see like, you know, upskirt shots and like their titties bounce and stuff of that nature, it might throw people out, like people who are sensitive. You know, I don't give a fuck. Even back, like obviously, well, I guess yeah, back when I was like a teenager, obviously I'm of age. But like, even as an adult right now, I really don't give a fuck. At least it's anime. It's animated. It's not real life people. But some people can't, you know, distinguish between the two. They just see, oh, underage, therefore it's bad. But like, it's an animated thing. It's like not real. That's a totally different conversation though. We've had that conversation in the past already. Well, they should use nudes of characters supposed to be in high school. Wait, what do you mean? Well, they should. Nudes of characters supposed to be in high school. So that music video in the pool was removed by violating... Oh, they've showed nudes of characters... Really? I had no idea. So that music video in the pool was removed? Okay. Well, I'm sure it's out there somewhere in the trenches of the internet, but I remember seeing that back in the day on YouTube. I think they just put anime under cartoons for kids. Yeah, I know my sister's not into anime at all. I don't think she would ever give anime a chance. Like, she's my older sister. She's like, it was actually her 38th birthday a couple days ago. I don't think she would ever give anime a chance because I think when she thinks about anime, it's exactly as you said. They just assume, oh, it's animated, therefore it's for kids. Which is kind of a weird thought because there's definitely Disney movies that, yeah, they're tailored to kids, but they also work for adult audiences. Like there's a ton of movies that I've seen as a kid that when you watch it as an adult today, you're not only one, still entertained, but two, you catch things that you wouldn't notice as a kid because now you're an adult and you're sharper and like you understand the references now. So even like Western animated films and cartoons, like it's the same thing, right? With anime. And there's definitely a lot more cases with anime being tailored to young adults and like teenagers. So it's weird. It's weird that like just because it's animated, it's automatically for kids. It's automatically immature or automatically like put under that umbrella. Again, it's weird. It's weird. Wait, you got a legit sister? Well, I got my younger sister and then I got my older sister. So yeah, I do have a real life older sister. Yes. Shout out to my sister. How you doing? I'm not gonna like dox her or anything, but last time I checked, she did modeling on Instagram, so she doesn't have an OnlyFans, so all you thirsty motherfuckers don't even try. But yeah, she does some modeling on the side. I don't know if she still does it, but she does modeling on the side on Instagram. But I'm not gonna put her shit out there for obvious reasons. You motherfuckers. Dang, that much older? Yeah, 38. Yeah, she's like 10 years older. Oh, so she's hot. Okay, I'm not gonna confirm or deny that, but obviously she is, what's the right word without it being weird? She has the necessary attributes to be considered a model by certain companies and agencies. There you go. That's all I'm gonna say. Goddamn. Remembering that music video you brought up reminded me of Me. Oh man, that unlocked a core memory too. Fuck. No word exists. Yeah, no word exists. I'm good, man. I'm good. She definitely got the good genes. I'll tell you that much. She definitely has like the majority of like the good genes as far as physical attributes are concerned. Whereas me and my brother, we got the scraps. We certainly got the scraps in terms of the gene pool and cells and whatnot. Our DNA is built different, built with recycled parts for sure. Okay, again, so far they haven't announced anything of note to my knowledge. Again, the first couple of minutes is not gonna be anything pertaining to the game too crazy. Oh dang, so your parents are grandparents' age? I mean, they are grandparents. I do have a nephew. So my nephew's name, and I brought this up before, and he just graduated high school a couple months ago, and he's currently in college, so good for him. Congratulations, right? If you guys don't remember, because I brought this up in the past for sure, but since people are asking questions, I might as well answer it. My nephew's name is 7, like the number 7. So obviously with the current meme of 6'7", I'm sure he's going through it right now. I haven't talked to him since the meme started because he's busy with college. But next time I see him, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm sorry that you're going through this, because I can only imagine, because his name is literally 7. So like, I'm sure he's getting it left and right by everybody. And you know your unk status when you don't understand what the fuck 6'7" means. When I saw that trending and like everyone's talking about it and laughing about it, I'm just like, man, I don't understand it. This must be like unk status like achieved, because I don't get what the fuck is going on. Why not Sven or something, man? Cause 7 is a lucky number, and I'm not gonna get into the specifics, but when my sister got pregnant with him, it was a pretty rough time. So she viewed her pregnancy as a blessing, as like a lucky kind of thing. So she wanted to name him after something that symbolizes luck, so that's why she picked 7. But obviously in hindsight, with the current meme going on, probably not the best name ever, but yeah, there you go. So shout out to my sister, shout out to my nephew. How you doing? How you doing? What the fuck were we talking about? How's life, MC? It's good, thank you, the G Pretender, for asking that. I've been okay. I've been straight, you know what it is. When MC Kid, dude, I can't even imagine myself as a parent. There's no shot. Not even talking about like from a financial standpoint, but from like a responsibility standpoint, I don't think I'd be able to handle a kid right now, where I'm at in life right now. So I'm in my late 20s, so you know I still got a couple years to go before I'm just like, okay, well, we'll see. You know what that means? You have to name your kid 6. That would be horrible. That would be absolutely horrible. Would you name your kid Gil? No. Like Gilgamesh, like the full name Gilgamesh? Hell no, because that's disrespectful to the king. Gil? No, because then people will presume, oh, is it short for Gilbert? And be like, no, it's not Gilbert, it's after the king. But no, like, I just don't, like, no offense to my Gilberts or Gils out there, it's like not my cup of tea. A baby near my anime goods? I mean, you know, all my anime stuff in my collection would be, you know, locked in a safe room for sure. I definitely would not let my kid within fucking 20 feet of my shit, for sure. Yeah, man, because you need to put your money in Gil. That's true. That's true. I only have one Gil in my life for sure. Yeah, I don't think I would. Did you say Snip MC? Okay, I'm not gonna. I'm good. I have enough self-control. I don't need to do that. I am very much not a fan of that idea. How about Muck Gil? Muck Gil? You tell me if that sounds like a good name. Hell no. What the fuck? Muck Gil? That's insane. Shuten for a girl. See, that's weird because Shuten, you know, she's, as you guys can see, man, she's like my fate waifu. Naming my daughter after my waifu, that's weird. Now, granted, there are people with like, you know, whether it be husband or wife, their significant other, they name their kid that name Junior. So I guess it's not that weird, but still, that's just weird. Fuck, loving is insane. Like McDonald's, yeah, I know. Yeah, that thing you tagged me in, Archer Blades, that picture with like the Shuten Doji cosplayer getting, and there's no easy way to put this. She was getting absolutely railed, like star railed action. Should have been me. Obviously, I'm in a loving relationship, so like, you know, it may be an alternate universal Lostbelt of some kind. That should have been me, but that was an insane thing to get tagged in. I was like, what the fuck? All right, source though, sauce? No, I'll stop. Tia, short for Tiamat. The problem with that is like, it sounds nice in concept, but I'm pretty sure Tia means aunt in Spanish, and as somebody who lives in California, assuming I stay in California, my daughter would be subjected to being surrounded by a lot of Spanish speakers. And again, as somebody who got bullied because my name is Jack and people call me Jack off and stuff, I'm probably gonna pick a name that is bully proof, in the sense like they cannot find anything wrong with that name. They cannot say anything to make fun of my son or daughter, because I've been through it. So like I'm not trying to like get my kids through that. So having a daughter named Tia, it sounds nice, but like I don't think that would work either. Pavan, if it a girl. Imagine being like the teacher doing roll call, and you're like, Susie here, Daisy here, Ryan here, Baubhan, like, no, I don't want my kid to get bullied, or I don't want them to stand out too much. Granted, I had the joke in the past where like I would have one son named Bob, like the most basic generic name ever, Bob, and then have another son and name him Prometheus. That way, like, one just has like a crazy complicated Greek name, or I don't know, I don't remember Prometheus is Greek, I think it is, and then Bob is just like a basic ass name. I think that would be funny, but obviously that's for my own amusement. But like they would definitely get bullied, so I'm not gonna do that. Name him Charlie. Not gonna do that, because I know what you're trying to do. Just do a Japanese name. See, I'm a weeb, but I don't know if I'm that weeb, because it's like my girlfriend. I guess I'm a quarter Japanese, so I could kind of get away with that. But my name is Jack. My girlfriend's name is Serena, and if we have a fucking kid and name her, I don't know, fucking Katsuna or something, like that's That kind of stands out. Like, that's super weeb, bro. I feel like I would cringe. I'd be like, why did we pick that name? Why did we do that? I will name your child Azrael. See, that's a cool name. That's a badass name. I don't know if I would do that personally, but that's a cool name. Serena, she's a Sailor Moon. Yeah, I guess she is, yeah. Ephemeria for Typhon? The ephemeris flower? Or is it a flower? It's a fruit. It's a fruit, not a flower. But yeah, I mean, that's a cool name. I just don't know. I don't know. Really gotta think of like a good name that's like unique enough. Because at the same time, I don't want a generic name. You know? Because I have a generic name. My name is Jack. Serena is not as generic, but still pretty generic. I don't want a generic ass name. But I don't want a name that's gonna be too crazy. Like, it's kind of like a toss-up. It's a toss-up. Somewhere out there, someone must have named their daughter Arturia. Oh, 1000%. There's definitely a shit ton of Arturias out there, for sure. Like, I'm not even surprised at that. Chloe. Chloe's a cool name. It's a not a common name, but it's definitely a name people have heard before, so then again, I have a cousin named Chloe, so maybe not. Rias? Yeah, I don't know, maybe. It's unique enough, it's simple enough. Oh, Ogra? You say Jarina? Just combine our names? No. Fuck no, what the fuck? Yeah, I think I know where you were going with Archer Blades. Filipinos are Asian, but we got Mexican surnames. That's true. It's very true. Granted, my name, my full name is Jack Jonathan. Like, my second name is, or middle name, Jonathan. And then my last name is Legaspi, so... I got very English first names, and then we got Legaspi, which is like... It kind of sounds Italian, but it's also Spanish at the same time. It's weird. Anything of note yet? No. So far, I'm pretty sure it's just Recap City. Just Recap City. Jojo? No. I'm not a... Like, I watch JoJo's, but I'm not that big of a fan of it to where I would name my kid JoJo. Plus, I feel like they'd get made fun of. The Great Legaspi. That's crazy. Alphonse is a cool name. Alphonse is a cool name. I think I could fuck with Alphonse. Not like that though. That's weird. Now, within context, that's weird. But I'm a junior, so I would just give him my name, so it would be third, kind of like a dynasty. If you don't mind me asking, what's your real life name, Chacha? I assume your name's not actually Chacha, so. Name your son Cooler Emiya. I mean, Emiya, all jokes aside, Emiya's kind of a cool name. Sherwin? See, my brother's name is Erwin, so that's kind of funny, but okay. So you name your son Sherwin? Interesting. Emiya is a surname. Yeah, that's true. It would be Shiro, which I think Shiro is fairly common. I think Shiro could work for a guy and a girl too. So it's a pretty gender ambiguous name. I'll name my son Kira. Is that true? Like, if you had a son Archibald, you would actually name him Kira? Is that after you know, the infamous Light Yagami, or is that named after something else? How about Light? Okay, I think I got my answer. No, Light would be a crazy name. You'd definitely get bullied. You'd be like, oh, your name's Light? Where's Dark at? You know, it's like, yeah. I'm trying to think of a name that is bully proof. Just because I was bullied as a kid because of my name. And I don't want my kid to go through that. Imagine your future son named Amuro? What is that? What's that based on? So he can be a genius? I mean, on one hand, yeah, Kira / Light was a genius, but he was also a psychopathic serial killer at the same time. So, you know, kind of tossing, it's kind of a coin toss at that point. Oh, it's a Gundam reference? Yeah, never gotten into Gundam myself. I'll do the Filipino thing and give my kid 2 first names. Yeah, I think I'll probably do that just so they can have a choice. Because as a kid, I'm not gonna lie, as a kid, I was predominantly called, and still for the most part from like immediate family members. My immediate family members call me Jonathan, but my peers, like classmates, people my age that I meet, people I meet in real life, right, in like events and whatnot, like I'm usually called Jack. So I go by both names. Merrick is a badass name though. Kaiba is a good name too. Okay, yeah, Merrick Ishtar is his last name. I don't know if Ishtar is has as much aura, but Merrick is a good name. That's a good name. So is Kaiba. Name your kid Shithead, but it's pronounced like that one vibe. That's no. My kid will hate me forever. You say Fudo, okay? Just a straight up protagonist. Alter. I don't know about naming my kid like an actual word like Alter. Alter sounds cool though, but no. Merrick is one letter away from a slur in Spanish. Okay, definitely not naming him that then. Thank you for letting me know. When you're playing Dispatch, not on stream, because I don't really play anything else on stream, but I don't know. Not really, like I know everyone's playing that right now, but I'm not really like interested. I don't know why. I don't know why. Not doesn't look like my cup of tea, but you never know. Yusuke, can't remember his name. Yusuke? I don't think there's a Yu-Gi-Oh character named Yusuke. I could be wrong. What about Beryl as a name? No, fuck Beryl. See, Solomon's it's a good name too. But yeah, I don't know. It sounds like a wise name. Just name them Fate Grand Order. That is crazy. Yeah, first name Fate, second name Grand, last name Order. Sinbad's a cool name. But it also has the name Sin, or it has the word Sin and Bad in it. And I could already see that going down a you know, not preferable road. Mash? No, they're gonna call it mashed potatoes. I'm good. See, you gotta get into the mind of a bully and be like, how could I make fun of this name? Oh, mashed potatoes. Hey, what's up, mashed potatoes? Like, that's gonna get old real quick. Everyone wants to smash him mash. That's crazy. What about Luffy Ace? Okay, just name the whole fucking One Piece character list. Why don't you? I don't know. I wouldn't make fun of a kid named Merlin. Merlin's a solid name, actually. Merlin is indeed a solid name. Yeah, that's a solid name. I fucks with that. I fucks with that for sure. Damn, they're still recapping the story so far. Holy fuck. Damn. Arthur Morgan. Okay, yeah, Red Dead Redemption. Let's go. Which he was named after King Arthur and Morgan, so kind of checks out. Dante is a good name. I don't know if it's necessarily a good name for like an Asian, because I assume if my Filipino ass and my girlfriend's Cambodian ass has a kid, we're 99.9% are gonna have an Asian kid. I don't know if Dante's necessarily matching, but I don't know. I guess I wouldn't have to match. Who gives a fuck? But yeah. You got a McDonald's ad? That's funny. Because we said McGill earlier. Holy fuck. Oberon is unironically a cool name. That's a cool name. Like when I hear Oberon, it just sounds badass. It just has that badass aura. I think Oberon low-key is a very, or high-key a very good name. I'd be terrified if a kid was called Orochimaru. Yeah, that'd be a crazy name to give your kid. Name your kid Dante. Yeah, I don't know. I think Oberon might be a winner. If I'm gonna name my kid like a fake character, maybe Oberon. Saito Hajime. Fuck no. See, it's too weeby. I can't give my kid a weeby name because that's too much. It's too on the nose. People will know, oh, your parents were weebs, huh? Like the first question would be like, "Oh, are you Japanese?" And then he would be like, "No," or she would be like, "No." And they'd be like, "Oh, your parents are definitely anime fans. Your name is Oberon, and then your nickname is Vertiger." And see, the second one is like, that's a bit much. I think Oberon's cool, but then you have the Vortigern in it. That sounds like a disease. Like, yeah, I just came back from the doctors. He just told me I got Vertiger disease. Like, this just sounds bad. But Oberon just sounds cool. Like, that's aura right there. Oh, that's true. That's true, freaking chicken. They could call him Oberon the moron. That's true. So you gotta think in the eyes of a bully. Like, the dumb shit that they could say. Yeah, they could say Oberon the moron. That's true. Fuck. You just ruined that name for me. Damn, it do be like that. It do be like that. Camazotz, I don't know about that. That one is like, it was a bit much. Flaros? What? Okay, now we're just throwing like, okay, why not I name my kid Saint Quartz? Or Monoprisms. This is my kid. Well, actually, Mana is a cool name. Mana might be a cool name. But Monoprism is insane. I was talking to someone in chat. Oh yeah, there is someone named Absolute Moron. That's true. Why am I not showing up in the YouTube stream chat? I don't know, because I'm seeing your name. It might be because your name, like, as stupid as it sounds, and again, this is not on my end. It might be because your name is Moron, so maybe YouTube is just, like, censoring you. That's a weird censor, but yeah. It's a very weird censor if that's the case. YouTube, what are you doing? But I can see your chat message, don't worry about it. Are you talking about stupidest name for a baby? Not necessarily. I was asking, like, what would you name a kid to prevent them from getting bullied? Because I got bullied a lot because my name is Jack. People were calling me Jack Off. People calling me Jackie Chan Ejaculation. Ejaculate. You name it. So, like, if I were to have a kid, I would make sure whatever they're named is, like, bully proof. So, like, no matter what, or, like, they have a very low likelihood of getting bullied because of their name. So, but then, like, everyone just started saying, you know, some random dumb shit. Yeah, John Grand Order. What the fuck is that? That's crazy. Odin is kind of a cool name. That does have aura. Odin, it does have ejaculation goes hard, not gonna lie. Like, it literally goes hard. Yeah, it literally, like, nowadays I'm cool with it because, you know, I'm older, like, I got thicker skin because of it, but, like, as a kid, bro, like, it got old real fast, bro. Like, fuck that. What, Vasavi Shakti? Herc, just Herc. It could be cool, but then, like, Hercules as a name. When you think of Hercules, you think about somebody who's buff, somebody who's strong, somebody who's like ultra manly Chad, right? And I'm not saying I'm gonna steer my kid down this path, but what if my kid ends up being like an obese fat ass and his name is Herc? People would be like, oh, your name is Herc, but look at your belly. Like, I don't know. Again, I'm thinking about like what bullies would say. So like, yeah, no. Herc the jerk. Yeah, no. What if he's an asshole? You know, Herc the jerk. Also, fun fact, my name is Layden. That's a cool name. And I was always late for school, so my classmates would call me Late Ton. I mean, if the shoe fits, wear it. I guess if you're always late, then yeah, oh, Layden's late again. Message delete. Wait, I'm just gonna look at it myself. Oh, okay. I don't know. Why did you delete that? No, I don't mean to call you out, but why? Okay, they're talking about the Grand Caster thing. Let's see. I hit people's comments accident. That's crazy. Okay, as long as you didn't ban him, Jose Lito, hopefully you're not banned. If you could say something in the chat right now. I just want to make sure you're not accidentally banned. How did you do that? You're one of my mods, bro. Like, what are you doing? Archangel's name is good. Yeah, a lot of Archangel's names are cool. Like Michael, for example. But those are kind of generic, though. I know like 20,000 Michaels. Like, Michael is one of the most generic names out there. I don't think you can make fun of Kira much. Unless, like, somebody's in the know and knows, like, you know, Death Note or something. Alright, I think they're going to start talking about the Grand Caster stuff, so... Any last predictions? I'm with everyone else. I think it's probably going to be Solomon / Goetia / some kind of reference to Solomon. Maybe the Kalian just steps in and we fight the Kalian himself. Full Dr. Roman getup and everything. I don't think it's going to be anyone else. If it has to be somebody else, it would have to be like Merlin or something, but yeah. I name you Moriarty Ruler. Moriarty is actually a cool name. Unironically, Moriarty is a cool name. Oh, there's a new material. What the fuck is that? Yeah, I'm gonna read these translations later. I'm not looking forward to it because they're introducing a new material, and I hate it when they do that. It's probably not an essential material, but it's probably a very limited item that you can only use like once. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, final logistics operation. Okay, whatever that means. Okay, again, the Grand Caster Duel, which I already have the stream prepared and scheduled. It's going to be happening December 3rd, 1 a.m. PST. So just convert that whatever time zone you guys live in. 1 a.m. PST, December 3rd, which is pretty much around the time right now, like an hour beforehand. So just subtract an hour and 30 from where you are watching right now. And that's pretty much when that stream is going to go up on December 3rd. If it's Taigong, I mean, Taigong does qualify. I just don't think he would be that hype. It's the last Grand Duel ever, so they got to deliver and give us somebody that, like, everyone's going to be hyped for. And I think Taigong, he's cool, but, like, not hype. Not nearly as hype as a Solomon, Dr. Roman, Kaldian, Goetia. Lucian, will only be made fun of if you compare to Lucifer. Lucifer's a cool name, but that's a cool name for like a cat or like a pet of some kind. Not really for a kid, because then you know you're gonna be up to mischievous activities with a name like that. Caster Gilded would be crazy as a grand. Would be absolutely cray cray. Okay, so apparently this new material is linked to this Grand Caster Duel. Again, I don't know exactly what it means, but I'm sure somebody's translating and will be able to get back to me. Either that or I'll just read it later. I'm just interested to see who the Grand Caster Duel is. And again, the Grand Caster Duel isn't happening yet. I believe the final chapter prologue will happen in a couple minutes, maybe an hour or something. But the Grand Caster Duel is not going to happen until December 3rd. It's Barbados eye. Oh yeah, I mean it's the X. I mean it's X shaped, so it's similar. Demonic pointed star, I think. Okay, maybe it actually is if that's the translation. Somebody's going to name their kid Elgato, like the device that people use to record their gaming. Interesting. Okay. Come on, just show us something new. Well, I mean, I guess this is something new, but like, make us shit ourselves. For those of you guys who are constipated, this might be the stream for you, because they might show us something that will actually make us shit ourselves. Otherwise, drink your liquids and eat your fiber, because that should help a lot. Damn, this material is that important. They spent a large segment talking about it. This is gonna be one of those materials. I don't know if you guys are like this. Is gonna be one of those materials that I'm never gonna use, just because either how rare it is or how little of it they give us. This is gonna be one of those materials. Okay. Yeah, the last one, Grand Caster. Of course, they're gonna reveal it in December. Happy December, everyone, by the way. And almost 10 years ago, we fought Solomon, quote-unquote Solomon, Goetia, the Grand Caster. Or pretending to be Grand Caster at the time. So it's cool to see this almost 10 years later. Alright. Saber? Oh, okay, they gotta hype it up. They gotta hype it up. Okay, Saber Musashi, that was pretty hype, not gonna lie. Good to see her back. Obviously not from a story perspective, but still cool to see her. A Hercules, I didn't do a reaction stream to this, but this was pretty cool. I mean, very little Berserkers fit the Berserker title. This is one of the lamer ones in my opinion, just because they introduced him for like a couple weeks in an event and then they made him the Grand Lancer. Like there was no build up to that. Making Olga the Grand Extra class, like the Unbeast, that was pretty cool. Noah, pretty expected, not really much to complain with him. Pretty on the nose. One of the only Grand Servants who stayed a Grand Servant. They didn't introduce a new one. Oh, this one to me is the coolest one. Azrael, like they basically took King Hassan and, you know, changed them up, I guess. And of course the King of Heroes, you know, my bias. Obviously the only one that fits Grand Archer, in my opinion. Fuck every other archer out there. That's my king right there, Golden King. All right. Okay, it's showing the old Grand Order logo. Yep, there's the temple. Yep, the temple. Yep, it's Solomon. That's the temple right there, the Temple of Time. Yeah. Yep. Pretty on the nose, pretty easy. Yeah, Solomon. Yep. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, it's Goetia, because he has the tattoos. Okay, so it's Goetia. Rematch? Are we getting a rematch? Yep, okay, there you go. Grand Caster Goetia. Yep, or quote-unquote Solomon. There it is, yep. It was pretty obvious, but I'm sure some people might be disappointed. But it's one of those things like, it had to be him. It's the last Grand Duel. It's like the 10th anniversary of not just FGO, but the 10th anniversary of beating his ass back in Arc 1. I mean, it had to be Solomon for sure. 10 years ago in December, we beat his ass. Now we're back again. December stronger, and I'm sure he's gonna whoop our ass too. You know, he wants that lick back. So that's pretty cool. Granted, I always envisioned Solomon or Goetia coming back in a story chapter. So to see him in a Grand Duel is kind of crazy, but still, you know, it had to be him. Yeah, what's up, Brandon? He has no rings. Well, maybe it's like a phantom version of him, or like a incomplete version of him, or something. I'm sure there's like a lore purpose to him not having the rings. Maybe the rings are floating around him. We don't know when we fight him. So again, the Grand Duel isn't happening until this coming December 3rd, 1 a.m. PST. So just convert it to your time zone, and I'm gonna be streaming fighting him, which should be interesting. At least the caster class has a lot of support servants to use, because that was kind of a problem with certain classes where like there wasn't a lot of support options. So with the caster class, obviously you have your Merlins. You could double Merlin, Scotty, of course, obviously Castoria, Tamamo, a shit ton of others, a lot of budget supports as well. So caster should be the easiest in theory, but I also expect them to make this the hardest, just because there is a lot of options for support servants. So it's gonna be interesting. So like, can we pull him or no? That's a good question. I assume no, because they didn't show any animations. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not gonna say I have almost 3,000 quartz, but I have almost 3,000 quartz. Who will you grand? I'll be granding Alice. Assuming I mean, listen, things could change, because if Solomon comes out, or whatever this version is, if this version comes out and he's crazy and I love his animations and shit, then I might have to pick him just because of the hype of it. But right now I gotta be granding my my favorite non-fate type moon character in Alice. So that's who I'm gonna be granding as my caster. You can change your grand servants, but you gotta use like a specific item, and it's just one of those things. Once I grant somebody, I don't want to like change my mind. I want to commit to it. So we'll see. Caster Shuten for your grand. Oh, nice. Shuten might actually low-key be good for this Grand Duel, just because she's most people are gonna have her MP5. She's Buster, so you could double Merlin. She could crit for sure. So she might be a low-key a good Grand Caster. Single target as well. When this comes in NA, my cast guild will have it. Okay, at least somebody's doing it for me, because I would love to Grand Caster guild, but I want to keep my grands a variety for the most part. Okay, so no banners probably going to be dropped, I'm presuming. And I thought there would be like a final chapter prologue thing in the game. I don't know if they've announced that, if that's going to be happening, but I guess we'll see. So this is how many quartz I have currently. This is all free quartz, all bond quartz, or for the most part bond quartz. So I got 2,942 quartz, which is enough for three pities, which I hope I decide to get to that point. But just to put that into perspective, I have enough for the 3 pities and a little bit over. So if Solomon comes out, hey man, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Bro waited 10 years for this run back. I'm crying. Yeah, I'm ready, bro. I'm ready to get this. Well, I'm ready to give him these hands, but he might be ready to give me these hands as well. I don't know. No new servant in December 2025, but free servant if you clear final chapter. Oh! A free Solomon maybe? Or a free Galahad? I don't know. That could be interesting. That might be cool. The amount of Saint Courts is crazy. Yeah, man, the last time I rolled was literally summer. So, I mean, I've been saving for the past 3 months, almost 4 months. Free Solomon might be cool. I guess I would be a fan of that. Anything free is cool, I guess. Shakespeare Grand Caster. That's actually, I respect that. If you're being for real. If you're granting a bronze servant or a low rarity servant or a servant that nobody really thinks about, then I respect that. Free Shielder if they had the new class for it. Yeah, maybe. I could see that being a thing. So at least I don't gotta worry about rolling. Although I see Galahad being more of like a New Year servant. I don't see him being a free servant, but I guess you never know. I wonder who's the last silhouette of the hidden servant. That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. No, well, that's certainly going to be our free if that is the case. If the translations are to be trusted. Kitashan, I know you are typically the one to go to for translations and stuff, but hopefully you got your shit straight. Will summonable Goetia still be a salty bitch? Solomon was a goofball. We'll see. I mean, I kind of want him to have a little bit of attitude. So yeah, so the Grand Caster Duel is not until December 3rd. And the Prologue, I guess, is going to be coming out in about 12 minutes. So I guess I'll stick around for Prologue. I guess I'm not going to be rolling in this stream. Not that I was expecting it, but I guess Solomon isn't coming out as a playable character. I guess it's over. I guess that's it. I guess that's it. So my quartz is safe for now. Granted, I'm ready for anything they throw at us, whether that be New Year's or maybe they're straight lying and there will be a new servant. I guess technically, Solomon isn't a new servant. We've known of him since way back when. So I don't know if they're being cheeky with their wording, like, oh, we will release him. But he's technically not new because, you know, he's been around since the beginning. So I don't know if they're being cheeky with it. And it is an interesting strategy to reveal to everybody that, yeah, there's going to be nothing new dropping in any of the banners for the next month. That is a very interesting strategy. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing that they did that, because I'm sure some people will be like, well, there's not going to be new content, quote unquote, to roll for. But there will be the final chapter, of course, and the supposed new servant to get for free. So I don't know who would complain, but you know, this I'm so used to this fan base complaining about every single thing that I'm just assuming people will complain. Still, yeah, there's no Solomon NP preview. We'll have to fight him in 2 days. So if you guys want to watch me fight him in 2 days, just keep that in mind. BB Dubai is indeed here. I already have her, so I'm straight. I'm good with her. They will complain, guaranteed. Yeah, guaranteed. There's like no new gacha, no new 5-star since the last month. It's the final chapter. Where's the new 5-star? Like that's gonna happen. That is 1000% gonna happen. So be prepared. Be prepared. Is it legit the final chapter of FGO, or is there a part 3? We don't know necessarily if there's a part 3 coming, but this is the final chapter for the Lostbelt arc for part 2, for the culmination of the past 7-8 years of FGO since Lostbelt 1. So technically since Epic and Remnants, because the Epic and Remnants are connected to the Lostbelts. But yeah, that doesn't mean the game is gonna end. I know a lot of people are clickbaiting the shit out of their content, putting end of service EOS, and a lot of people in threads and Reddit and whatnot are, you know, talking about end of service and it might happening. I mean, it might happen, but like I feel like the game makes too much money for them to do that. So I don't think so. No, Solomon, the game is falling off. Yeah, for real though. I can see that happening. You sound like a soprano character? Oh, when I do the accent? Yeah, it's like my fake Italian accent, I guess. I don't mean to try to shout out to Sopranos, by the way. Very good show. Give us the funny Jew guy. I mean, I love to roll for him. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to roll for him. I think it's a culmination of the past 10 years, finally seeing the homie back, at least in some form. It's not exactly Dr. Roman or not exactly Solomon from the looks of it, but still. Just saying, ain't no way I'm ending FGO as a businessman with the money he makes. Yeah, no, there's absolutely no. It would be a different story if it wasn't in the top grossing charts still, if it wasn't making any money, if it wasn't still trending every now and then online. It would be different, right? If it was just like actually dead. Because some people like to say, oh, it's dead because it hasn't had new content in 2 weeks, okay? Like, that doesn't necessarily indicate that the game's dead. It just, you know, it's just a little bit slow. It's okay. It's a little bit slow. But it's not dead. Because if it was dead, then, like, that ass. They wouldn't even be putting this much effort, at least from the looks of it, on these last couple of... in my opinion, this last year of Servants have been insane. Like, the summer Servants were crazy. The anniversary Servant, of course, was predictable, it being Olga. But that was insane. The recent Ordeal call with, like, the final battle especially, that was crazy. They're still putting a lot of effort, I feel like, but, you know. After 10 years, it's still hanging at the top 10 rankings of grossing gacha. And yeah, there's a ton of mobile games and a ton of gachas that are not in the top grossing, but they're still around. They're successful enough to keep going. So even if FGO wasn't in the top 10, if it's making enough to keep going, then it's going to keep going. Yeah, I need my Proto Guild too. I need my Proto Guild too. If the game is going to end, whether that be next month, whether that be next year, whether that be 2 years, 3 years from now, please give me Proto Guild at least for a couple of months for me to enjoy him, for me to bond 15 him, and then you can end the game if you want. Give me Proto Guild, give me a female guild, and then we're good. Servantverse would be interesting if they decide to explore that. Granted, for me, and this is just me, I don't know if this is a hot take, I'm not really that big of a fan of the idea of the Servantverse, because I feel like it's too... it feels too much like a parody, like it feels too funny. It's cool as an event, but like as an actual lore... like part of the Nasuverse. Like I don't know if I like it, but like we'll see. We'll see. They might win me over with that. Chacha, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, you could probably make your own. You don't need an official one necessarily. Yeah, see, I like the Servantverse as like an event once in a while, but I don't think I'd like it as like a actual. Granted, they kind of involved the Servantverse with Ordeal Call 3, but I'll make an exception for that. But if it's like a full-blown, this entire arc is about the Servantverse, I don't know if I like that. That's just me though. That is just me though. Solomon, not too crazy, but still like it, but I still prefer Merlin. I mean, that's cool. That's cool if you prefer one over the other. I just think Solomon was the obvious choice, and sometimes as a business, and just in general, it's not a bad idea to do the expected thing. Like, it's cool when they surprise us, like Azrael, for example. But sometimes you gotta go with the obvious, especially for like the last Grand Duel. Like it had to be Solomon. Same thing with like the last Grand Duel we had at Archer. Like, aside from Super Orion, who else would be able to fit those shoes? Like, literally the King of Heroes, the strongest servant, the strongest heroic spirit, the Golden King, the AUO. You know what I'm saying? The best character in all of Fate. You know, he has a ton of titles. You know, he could add another title to his repertoire. You know, adding the Grand Archer to that repertoire isn't exactly unheard of. Is it crazy that I would want Grand Duel to be Zelrech? I saw some people saying that. I think because he's more synonymous with Type Moon as a whole, not necessarily just Fate. Granted, Kaleidoscope is, you know, pretty infamous ever since the beginning of FGO, but as a character, he's not really linked to Fate like that. So if they're gonna be releasing him or showing him off as an actual character, either to fight or to be playable, I think they would save him for like an event of some kind rather than it being like a throwaway Grand Duel. Because make no mistake, most of these Grand Duels are not linked to the story. Most of them are just like throwaways. Some of them are linked to events, for example, but I believe Kano Yoshiki said since the beginning of the Grand Duel, like with the Saber Grand Duel, like none of these are supposed to be taken as fact. Like none of these Grand Servants, well, you know, I'm gonna say no matter what, Guild's a Grand Archer, but besides him, none of these are linked to the story at all. Although I'm willing to bet that this Grand Archer or this Grand Caster one is gonna be linked to the story in some way. Yeah, they're not supposed to be taken as canon, but I don't know, man. I'm just saying Grand Archer Gil makes sense. Like, thinking about it, and I said this in the last stream, yeah, Gil slayed out Tiamat. Yeah, he had help, but he's one of the only characters to slay out a beast. But not only that, Kiara is technically a beast as well. She wasn't labeled a beast until FGO, but in Fate Extra CCC, she became pretty much a beast, or a beast level threat. And guess who's one of the characters who could beat her ass there as well? Gil. So Gil he's taken down 2 beasts. Name one other character that's taken down 2 beasts. I don't think you can. I don't think you can. So I'm just saying, Gil as a Grand Archer makes sense for me. Because the Grands are supposed to be summoned to counter the beast. And Gil, you know, he's the king of heroes. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. Okay, so I don't know what this is at this point. Again, the prologue I believe is going to come out. I'm probably going to play the prologue soon. I believe it's coming out in about 2 minutes. So, yeah. Now said in an interview that the Grand Duel pick are the most reasonable choice, so we can take the Grand Duels as candidates at least. Yeah, I would say so. They were lazy on Gil's Grand form, expected new armor. Nah, bro, him being shirtless and showing off his chiseled abs, that's him being serious. That's him being like no holds barred. Like when he took down Tiamat, showed his abs, showed his chiseled abs. He didn't need new armor. When he took down Kiara, chiseled abs. You know what I'm saying? So like, it makes sense for him to not get a new thing of armor or to wear his armor in full. It's just lore friendly at that point. For him to be Naked Gil, you know? That's why he's named Naked Gil. Because every time he goes serious, he removes armor. It's like Boros from One Punch Man. You know, his armor was limiting him. So when he removed it, that's when he was going full powered, bro. Half Naked Gil is literally his peak form for some reason. Hey, if I had a body that looked like his, I would show that shit off too. It's just like 9 times out of 10, most of the time, no one's worthy to see it. But you know when he takes that shit off, oh man, it's a worthy fight for sure. Okay, let's see how the prologue is, because I believe it's going to come out in a couple of seconds. It should probably just be one battle or so. I am going to be going through the cutscenes a little bit just to see if we see anything crazy. Okay, let's see if anything... I believe it's dropping right now. The prologue. Yeah, okay, we got the update. So prologue should be dropping. Prologue for the final chapter. This isn't the actual final chapter. I'm not about to play through... Well, I presume. I'm not about to play through like 20 nodes or anything. But we'll see who we're going to fight. I assume there's at least going to be one fight. There's definitely going to be cutscenes for sure. And just in case, I'm going to check the banner. I don't think there's going to be a new banner. But we'll check. We'll check for science. Maybe they're going to surprise us and drop like the Solomon banner and just absolutely destroy us. So is the stream over? Oh no, they're not. It's not. Usually they wave goodbye. Brutal Gil and FGO. I need a Gil for every class. Okay. So there's the prologue. And again, just to check for science. No new banner. No new banner. So no Solomon, nothing crazy. So far everything is as expected. Okay, so they did wave goodbye, so I'm pretty sure it's over now. Alright, let's see what this is. This is the prologue for the final chapter, so probably just a couple cutscenes. I don't know what this item is. If it's a Holy Grail, that's kind of cool, I guess. Okay, we're not gonna skip this cutscene. We're just gonna... I'm not even gonna read it because obviously I can't read Japanese like that, but we're just gonna sift through it, see if there's anything of note to see. We're probably just gonna see like Mashi and the others just kind of like talking and shit, but... Watch the item be a free Solomon. I'm gonna shit myself then. Alright, Bleached Earth. We're seeing it from up above, I presume. Yeah, we're looking out the window. Big chillin'. It's very quiet. I'm kind of expecting something to go crazy now. Okay, so... Show Gordolf and Sion and all them. Yeah, there's Gordolf, okay. So, we expect that. I don't know what I'm saying, but it's gonna be translated within 24 hours. Someone's gonna have the whole thing translated. I'm gonna be reading that, but... Yeah, if it's a free Solomon, that'd be crazy. Okay, so flashback to like the prologue of the entire Lostbelt. Yeah, we went a long way, Gordolf. Honestly, low-key, Like you're unlikable in the beginning, but over time, and most people seem to agree, like his character development's low-key underrated. Okay, we got the homegirl Sarah Jara from Ordeal Call 1. She's still chilling here. Kind of spoiler if you haven't read Ordeal Call 1, but yeah, she's one of the staff members. Yeah, Gordov low-key a homie. He's a real one. He completed, in my opinion, he completed his character arc in Lostbelt 5. Okay, Mashi with the new fit still. Okay, what's up, Sion? How you doing? Yeah, Gordov Croissant MVP for yeah, exactly. That was his pinnacle moment right there. Yeah, put some respect on Gordov. You know, he's still a dick, still an asshole, but as we know, assholes tend to be the best characters, especially in Fate. You know, Gil being the biggest asshole of them all, but also one of the best characters. Not saying, you know, Gordov is on his level. You know, he still has a ways to go. But still, I tend to lean towards the asshole. So far, nothing really of note. I'm sure they're just asking, oh, are you ready? And they're just being sentimental with each other. I don't think. Okay, so something's going on. We're getting attacked. I assume it's gonna lead to the Grand Caster thing. I think the Chaldean is probably testing us if we're truly ready. You know, he's been watching us for a while, so I'm sure. Yeah, is that Dr. Roman Silhouette? It looks like it. I think that's Dr. Roman Silhouette. It had like a ponytail. So I'm sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Dr. Roman Silhouette. So it's the Chaldean probably testing us to see if we're ready type shit. Yeah, okay, it's him. I don't know if you guys caught that, but it was him. So he's gonna test us probably in the form of Solomon, which was expected. This was certainly what's gonna happen. How are you doing? I'm gonna beat your ass. I would bring Gil to beat your ass, but I'm stuck with casters, so I'm gonna bring my witch on the Holy Knight, Alice Kuonji. So it'll be sick. I wonder what the chest is. If it's just a Holy Grail. Again, we're gonna be fighting. The Grand Duel isn't out yet. It's gonna be coming out in 2 days. So, damn, we're straight up going back to the temple time. That's crazy. And now Mashi has the new fit, looking sick nasty with the sauce. How you doing, Dr. Roman, or you Roman lookalike? Oh, the music. Wait, we haven't heard this in forever. It's the Temple of Time music. I don't know if you guys remember. This is the map music. Oh my goodness. Oh, this kind of I don't know what the fuck they're saying. But shit, this kind of hype. This kind of hype. Oh, yeah, Mashi not fucking around. She a paladin now, bro. She ain't just a shielder. She a paladin. And me, I'm more or less the same. I have a couple more mystic codes. I'm a little bit more traumatized, a little bit more depressed, but you know, we can still throw these hands. Last time I checked it, you know, we threw hands back in Solomon and we whooped your ass. So hey man, we've been lifting weights. We've been doing our sit-ups, eating our vegetables. Okay, so you're gonna transform into a Solomon lookalike. Oh, there you go. Yep, there it is. All right. He does have one ring, so I guess he is the one that took the one ring from the Temple of Time throne, or the throne. If you guys remember, in the beginning of the Lostbelt arc, it showed that somebody took one ring from the 10 rings on the throne of Solomon. So I guess we know where that one ring went, which was pretty obvious. Some people thought it would be Olga or maybe like a surprise character like Lev, but yeah. Was that it? All right. And now we wait for December 3rd, 1 a.m. PST, pretty much around the same time as right now, but minus 2 hours. So I thought Olga has a ring. No, I don't think. I think she has rings, but it's not Solomon's rings, if I'm not mistaken. I wonder if our room changed. Okay, that would be cool if we were in temple time. But yeah, we will be continuing this prologue, presuming in 2 days, and doing the Grand Caster Duel as well, where of course we will be granting our caster of choice, me choosing Alice, you guys choosing whoever the hell you guys are choosing, and that will be again in 2 days, December 3rd. I already have the stream up and scheduled, so if you guys want to head there and like hit that like button real quick, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, hopefully I'll see a lot of you guys there. We could shoot the shit, talk, and probably suffer, because this battle should be pretty hard. Because this is the only Grand Duel, if I'm not mistaken, that looks like to be like tied to the story. So I'm sure it's going to deliver in terms of hype. I'm sure it's going to deliver in terms of epicness and in terms of difficulty. So I'm shitting myself because I'm going to be bringing an AoE in this form of Alice. And she's also a quick servant. So that's already two things that's going to work against us. Granted, we're going to be able to double Scotty. So in terms of quick support, we're not really starving on that. But being an AoE, you know, that's always been a problem with these Grand Duels. And this is definitely going to be a problem for this one. Although I do have some single target casters I could probably use to be the main damager, like Ilya, for example. Double Merlin Ilya might be the way to go. Maybe double Merlin Shuten, caster Shuten would be pretty good. But hope you guys are ready and hope to see you guys there. Again, there's no banners up, so I guess this is the end of the stream. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys to you guys who watched the latest video and left a comment, because a lot of you guys left like crazy comments, like very long comments, and I want to reply to all of them and show you guys that I appreciate you guys taking the time to put that. So I'll see you guys in the next one. December 3rd, 1 a.m. PST, 2 hours minus right now, pretty much same time in December 3rd. So, and then December 20th is when the final chapter actually comes out. So obviously I'm going to be streaming then as well. And I hope to see you guys there, because it's going to be the end. Although, granted, it's probably going to be like Final Chapter Part 1, Final Chapter Part 2 is going to come out January something or February something. Who knows? We'll see. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Yeet.